Well, thank you, Mr. Lang. Can't say thank you enough, and I will do my best to live up to what you just said. I do not have a copy of my speech on me today. If you'll look, the bind is empty. And it's not one of those times where I forgot it on my printer at home. To be honest with all of you today, I never wrote it. Now, I know what everyone is thinking at this point. How did this kid become valedictorian again? Please hear me out. What I have to say is so close to my heart that I don't need notes to say it. What I have to say comes so naturally when I look at all of my friends in the class of 2016 that notes would only get in the way. So let's hear what I have to say. What I have to say is this. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat at the right hand of the throne of God. Now, I look at all of my friends in the class of 2016, and I think about all the years we've had together. In my case, it's been all 13. That's the beauty of the K-12 education system right there. But I look back on all those years, and I look at my friends, and I see members of that great cloud of witnesses. I've seen it in our constant joy. After all, who's ever going to forget those choir kids that just don't stop singing? I've seen it in the relationships we've forged with our teachers. Can I remind you of the time back in 9th grade when we got Dr. Hale a cricket bat because he was leaving that year and cricket was his favorite sport. So of course that was the only logical thing to do. I've even seen it in our morning prayers in homeroom every day. It's not every day you'll find a group of people who is so appreciative of the fact that we get to start out our day recognizing that there is someone greater than ourselves who's at work in our day and cares about us. There is one story, though, that I believe particularly highlights the members of this great cloud of witnesses. It's a couple years ago. In fact, it's all the way back in 8th grade. But bear with me, I'm sure you guys will remember. If you'll recall, back in 8th grade, our classmate and dear friend Olivia August was severely ill. So ill she was in the hospital in intensive care for weeks on end. And what did we do? We did everything we could to make her feel loved, thought of, and cared for. We decided we wanted to send her a funny class photo just to brighten up her day, and in fact, that's how the tradition of funny class photos started. Because we wanted to send Olivia something to remind her we were thinking of her. We sent her notes throughout her time in the hospital, just reminding her that, again, we were thinking of her, we cared about her. And we sent her weekly updates of the goings-on in class. Now, why did we do all of this? Simply because we cared. Because we loved our dear sister in Christ. And I believe this is the highlighting signifier for the class of 2016, our love for one another. Now, it has been my honor and my privilege to be a part of these 23 members of the cloud of witnesses right here. They've motivated me, and I'm sure we've all motivated each other to cast aside everything that's been hindering us. Whether that's been fear, whether that's been doubt, whether that's been laziness, whether it's been anxiety, whether it's been frustration, or anything else for that matter. I believe the class of 2016 has motivated each other to cast all of these things aside as we run the race set before us. Now, as to this race, I'd say we just finished the leg. Let me pause for a second and say, well done. Well done. You have run the race and you have run it well. Well done. Well done. However, you have finished a leg of the race, but you have not yet finished the entire race. I believe that as we are here today celebrating the conclusion of this leg of the race, we are also celebrating the beginning of the next leg. Now, here are my thoughts on this next leg of the race. First of all, there are very few things I can guarantee about it. In fact, one of the few things I can guarantee all of you today is simply that I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like a year from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now, or any other time on this earth. There might be success. There might also be failure. There might be good times. There might also be hard times. However, we can take heart as we run this race, knowing that it is the race set before us. That the events we will find ourselves facing as we run the race are a part of God's perfect and holy plan for each and every one of us. And because of that, we can run with perseverance, all to His glory. And in fact, Christ is the perfect example of this. And here's the second thing I can guarantee all of you today. Your race will never be harder than Christ was. He endured a cross, He endured separation from God, and none of you will ever have to do that. But notice, Christ ran His race with all perseverance. And also notice where the finish line was for Him. It was not on the cross. It was not even at the sitting with all of His friends and celebrating afterwards. No. It ended at the right hand of the throne of God. It ended with eternity. So I can't get you excited about what will happen anytime soon because I don't know. I don't know what businesses you'll found. I don't know what families you'll start or anything else for that matter. However, I do know what eternity looks like for those who put their faith in Christ. Eternity is standing in the presence of God Himself. And nothing, absolutely nothing, is better than that. So as you run this race, take heart in eternity. Now, let me finish by concluding the story of Olivia back in 8th grade. It really ends in just 3 simple words. She got better. She got better, as you can probably tell, because she's sitting in the audience right now, along with the rest of the class of 2016. She got better. And if there's only one thing you're going to take with you for the rest of your lives from Rockbridge, I would encourage you to take that with you. That it gets better. It gets better in eternity. I don't care if your life is the best you could ever imagine or if it's the worst you could ever imagine. Either way, it gets better in eternity. So look to eternity. Thirst for eternity. Hope in eternity. Thank you.